This is Typical Gamer, the biggest Fortnite YouTuber in the entire world. But not many people know the true story on how Typical Gamer rose to the top of YouTube and the Fortnite world.
I've actually never told this to anyone before.
However, that ends today because I got the chance to do an exclusive interview with Typical Gamer himself, and you can only find it right here on Timmy FNBR.
Yo, what's up, Timmy fans?
So without further ado, and with the help of the man himself, this is the entire story of Typical Gamer. Andre Typical Gamer Rebello was born on March 23rd of 1992 in Canada.
Yeah, so I grew up in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. A lot of people think I'm from America, but no, I'm definitely Canadian.
He was raised by his two parents from Portugal alongside his older brother.
So both my parents are Portuguese, like straight from Portugal, which a lot of people don't know as well. I was spawned, and my brother was too. So I got one brother, he's older by a couple of years. That's a family situation there.
Typical Gamer got into video games at a very early age as a young kid.
So my very first game, I think I was like 3 or 4. It was playing on the SNES, so the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. I actually have my original one. Yeah, let me show you. So this is the actual original one. This is the one that I played on. First game I ever played was Super Mario World.
And for those of my viewers who were too young to have an SNES, it came out all the way back in 1990. And here's just a little clip of what the games used to look like on it. Yeah, a little bit more pixelated than what we're all used to now. But at the time, these graphics were ahead of their time and absolutely insane. It got near perfect reviews from all gaming outlets that existed at the time. As TG got older, his love for video games grew even stronger.
For sure, yeah. So I had a pretty regular school life. I was pretty good at school, but I tried to finish my homework as quickly as possible so I could just rush and play games.
He played a wide variety of games, from MMOs to story-based action-adventure games.
Some of my favorite games of all time that I poured like the most hours into, SOCOM 2, which is a third-person shooter. Guild Wars. The way I would describe for people that don't know is pretty much if you didn't have money to buy World of Warcraft, you would play Guild Wars because there was no monthly subscription. So I played a lot of Guild Wars, over 10,000 hours, I think.
But just because he was a huge gamer doesn't mean that he never left his house. TG was also a huge hockey fan and even dreamed of being in the NHL when he got older.
So I didn't play any like official sports. I played a lot of road hockey, and then I played on rollerblades hockey as well. And I really wanted to, growing up, be an NHL star. My parents wanted me to get into soccer, and there was soccer and hockey. And we looked at it and we looked at the prices, and it's just so incredibly expensive to get into hockey. And I wish I played soccer. I love soccer. I love playing soccer, but I was just so focused and honed in on this idea of playing hockey that anything else wouldn't do.
While TG slowly stopped playing sports as he got into high school, he did not step back from gaming. Because of this, he wanted to explore the internet even more and decided to create his YouTube channel on August 24th of 2008 when he was only 16 years old. And I can imagine that some of you weren't even born back in 2008, so it's safe to say Typical Gamer has been doing this for a long time. At the start, there was barely any YouTube algorithm. They actually hand-picked the videos that would be put on the featured page. And shortly after that, on July 9th, 2009, Typical Gamer would also branch out into the streaming industry on the website we now know as Twitch. However, back then, it was still called justin.tv, and he would start live streaming Battlefield 1943 with his older brother.
First game I ever made content on was actually, I mean, this is super random, but it was Battlefield 1943, and I was streaming on Justin TV. So that was in 2009. I still have some clips on my Twitch channel of that. We love the vibe of, you know, it feels like you and your boys are playing in a room together, right? Hanging out. So how can we do that? So we went to eBay and we bought this thing called an Easy Cap for literally, I think, like $10. And it might have been the worst quality ever video, but we were having a blast.
And TG was not lying. The quality was definitely rough. But as time went on, TG's streams would slowly but surely get higher in quality and entertainment. On May 24th, 2010, TG would upload the first ever video to his YouTube account, which was a Red Dead Redemption free-for-all. And it was just that, a free-for-all multiplayer game of Red Dead Redemption with no narration or talking at all. However, we're still early in his career, and on May 25th of 2010, Typical Gamer would upload his second ever video to the account.
Hey everybody, I just made this video to show you what unlocks you have at the Outfitter when you reach level 50 for the first time in Red Dead Redemption's multiplayer.
This was TG's first ever tutorial style video about the game Red Dead Redemption, and early on, TG's YouTube account would become known for this tutorial style of content.
So there were some notions of success in about 2010 when I was doing Red Dead Redemption content. It actually did really well. So my tutorials would get anywhere from like 100,000 to 500,000 views. For a tutorial at that time is pretty insane.
Although TG loved playing games and streaming, he couldn't exactly make a career out of it. At least not yet. Considering we're back in the early 2010s, there was not as much support for creators as there is today. Even for the biggest creators, there wasn't really a job to be made out of it. So someone like Typical Gamer, who was doing this all as a hobby, still had to finish school and have a job. So TG did what his parents wanted him to do, and he went to college while still making his YouTube videos.
I went to college for computer science, and then I also went to college for business. Computer programming, I actually did it for a year, and then I dropped out. It didn't kind of get me excited, so I was like, let me drop out. So I dropped out of that.
And on top of doing YouTube and going to school full-time, TG also held down some jobs here and there to help pay for his expenses.
So the first time I ever made money was when I made those PHP mods for text-based games. That was the first time I actually made money. And then after that, I worked at Walmart, and I also worked at The Gap. And it was really funny because it was me, and I had 3 Indian ladies on my team who were absolutely incredible. They were like 5 feet tall, and it was a very physically demanding job. So I had to end up doing a lot of the labor there, which is kind of funny.
While Typical was in the trenches of Walmart, he was still uploading videos regularly and even expanding outside of the Red Dead Redemption niche to other games like Call of Duty, Minecraft, Last of Us, and more. But TG was having a problem when it came to growing his channel. Doing tutorials was very difficult and incredibly time-consuming. You had to write very detailed scripts that were both easily understandable but also very entertaining for your audience, and you had to go into the game and capture all the content, edit everything together. I mean, it was a lot of work. In this time of early YouTube, the algorithm would favor accounts that posted daily. So TG had to find a way to make videos as fast as possible, but also keep his high quality. And because of that, he decided to adapt and find a way to succeed outside of tutorials.
Now, I came to this crossroads where I was looking for GTA 5 content, and there really wasn't any. I told myself that every day for the next month, I was gonna upload and see how it does. So I locked myself into this. And the first time I uploaded, I think it was like talking about how multiplayer is gonna be 16 or 32 players. I had seen a Reddit thread, and I had disagreed what the Reddit thread was about. I was like, well, let me make a video on this, right? So I made a video on it, and the first day I got like 20,000 views. I was like, holy crap, this is insane. And then the next video I uploaded, about 40,000 views. And then the next video upload got 80,000 views. And the next video, and it kept going up until this point where before GTA 5 was released, my videos were getting like 300, 400, 500,000 plus views, sometimes
and on top of
views.
this, once the actual game came out, he took this hype train that he had created and did his first ever live stream on YouTube.
I love it when she says recording a Grand Theft Auto. It's like, damn, I'm playing that game.
And from that point on, TG was a very dedicated GTA YouTuber. And once these YouTube videos started to blow up, it began to look like YouTube could actually be a real career for TG. So because of this, he decided to drop out of college and really focus on his channel. But that is much easier said than done.
Back in 2013, I think November, it was after my GTA videos were doing really well. I think the game had released, and I thought I just had to really dedicate myself fully to this opportunity. And I was able to present to my parents and be like, hey, I think this is really the right decision. Let me try it out. I mean, that's really tough, especially with my parents being immigrants, right? So university, especially for immigrant parents, is so massive. So the fact that I want to drop out, I think really hit him in the core. But these days, he kind of comes up to me sometimes. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, Dad, you don't have to be sorry. It's like, nobody knew. This is such an experimental time in gaming. And he used to take away my internet all the time. He used to bring like the modem with him to work. because I would play too much games. I mean, and he's like, I'm sorry for doing. I'm like, no, you're doing the right. I was playing way too much games.
So with the weight of his family and his own future on his shoulders, Typical Gamer took the risk and dropped out of college and got to work. And because of this consistent uploading, as well as having more time now that he wasn't in school, Typical Gamer was able to hit 1 million subscribers in 2015. However, this wouldn't be the most important moment in Typical Gamer's life in the year 2015, because he also met who would now be his wife, Samara.
That must have been 2015, I think. So before the Fortnite release, but after GTA stuff happened. So I think I had just cracked like 1 million subscribers when I met Samara. Before we even started dating, I would tell my friends, like, that's my future wife. I kind of knew when I met Samara, she's such a special, amazing, incredible person. She inspires me so much, and I'd taken her to go horseback riding for one of her first dates and stuff. So it was love ever after. But I was still living in Toronto, so we were long distance for basically about a year. That was really tough, but I remember how excited I was when I would book a trip, and it was like a month from now I'd come see Samara, and we would FaceTime for like hours on end. I really appreciate those moments, and I think it helped us build a really, really great bond. And I remember how anxious I would be in excitement when it would come to the date of me visiting her. That date couldn't come sooner. Like, I wanted to fast forward life so bad, and it was just, it was amazing.
So for a while, it looked like TG's career was at its peak. He was making incredibly successful GTA content and was now one of the most popular gaming YouTubers throughout the mid-2010s. However, a game was about to release that would not only change Typical Gamer's life, but the entire gaming community forever. Fortnite. On September 26th, 2017, Epic launched the Fortnite Battle Royale mode. The concept was simple, just like H1Z1 and PUBG, which were both games that Typical Gamer was familiar with. There would be 100 players entering in an arena, and only one can leave. They start on the battle bus, skydiving into an island where they would gather loot, build forts, and fight off enemies until they were the last one standing, all while running from the ever-shrinking storm. But like any new game, Epic Games wanted big YouTubers and streamers to play it on their accounts, so that way more people could see it and build up hype around it. And around this time in 2017, Typical Gamer had over 5 million subscribers at this point. So he was the perfect fit for a sponsorship from Epic Games themselves.
What's up, everybody? Typical Gamer with your daily YouTube live streams and more. And today for you guys, I got some Fortnite Battle Royale gameplay for you. This is sponsored by Epic Games. Shout out to them for sponsoring this video. And we're going to be playing the new Battle Royale mode, where it puts you and 99 other people, 100 people in total, against each other in the Fortnite world, which means that you could build stuff, you could blow stuff up, and there's just so many different options here. I was just playing a little bit, I was getting into the groove, and I think I'm ready to show you guys how freaking good I am at this game. So
Fortnite was introduced to me, I had seen, things about it in the news, etc. But the first time I had the opportunity to play it, Epic actually offered me a sponsorship to play it. So the first time I ever played Fortnite, I was paid to play Fortnite, which is kind of funny.
That's right, the first time Typical Gamer ever played Fortnite was literally because he was paid to in a sponsorship. And obviously, it's turned into way more than just a sponsorship since then.
The format of Battle Royale, I was playing PUBG before. PUBG is very serious. If you're caught out in the open, you get absolutely bodied. Fortnite had this ability to build, and albeit anybody at that point could not build. I don't know. You definitely remember like Myth Crank in the 90s, people going crazy or building a tower, and people would sit in these, one by ones. All that was absolutely insane. But I love that you have the ability to defend yourself no matter where you are. So that's why build mode really stood out to me. But it was just the feeling for me, especially solos, that you're able to beat like 99 other players. That's pretty insane. And it leads to these intense moments and these anxiety-filled moments that just lend itself to a really awesome victory royale. And it was they had such an amazing update cadence. They had such an amazing just rush of everybody and their mother playing Fortnite. It was a magical time.
Typical Gamer wasn't the only person who felt this way about Fortnite either. Millions of people everywhere flocked to the game, and it was easily one of, if not the biggest release in gaming history. Not to mention, it was one of the first games to positively break into pop culture. Let's do a quick comparison of how television talked about GTA when it was released.
It's a video game that is shattering sales records.
That is to say the least. There's a good chance the teenage gamers in your house may be, well, playing it as we speak. And the adult content in Grand Theft Auto 5 begs the question, do you know what your kids are playing?
First, how they talked about Fortnite.
I'm not really into video games, but I found out that Fortnite makes hundreds of millions of dollars a month, and the people can make millions of dollars a year just from playing Fortnite. So this morning I went out and I bought myself an Xbox, and I'm gonna be rich.
Yeah, just a little bit different. Anyways, for the first time ever, it was not only cool to play video games, but it was also socially acceptable to use it as a way to make a living. With all of this going on, Fortnite started to have live events. One of the most notable ones being the Fortnite Pro-Am on June 12th of 2018. This was the first ever Fortnite official LAN event, and it featured all of your favorite gamers. They all battled it out for a $3 million charity prize pool. Typical Gamer was paired up with Vince Staples. Unfortunately, the duo didn't win first place. As many of you know, that title went to Ninja and Marshmallow.
All he has to do is breathe on him and he's gonna get the win. And that's gonna do it! Ninja gets the $1 million charity here at the Fortnite Pro-Am. Him and Marshmallow come out on top.
But this was not the last time Typical Gamer would be invited to an event. He was also invited to the TwitchCon Stream Invitational that took place during the TwitchCon on October 28th of 2018. It started off with 2 solo games.
Do you know who I think does not get enough credit? I mean,
Yes.
Typical Gamer. He's a very, very good player.
Yes.
And I don't think that people. Whoa, what?
I don't think that.
Is that how far you can go? I didn't know you can go up that high. Is that how? Can you please explain?
Yeah, he's going that high, man.
Typical Gamer, 0 materials, has high ground, but now he's gonna be in 1v1 to get in the
It's
couch.
Typical Gamer versus Fear itself.
Baby. Fear's got the editing coming out. Rocket launcher in the hands of Typical. He's gonna try to shoot it.
Almost right into the needle. Oh my God.
What
I
is
think
Fear
Fear
going to
has-
be able to do? Fear does have shields. He does have that health advantage over Typical Gamer.
Should be simple,
But
man.
Typical Gamer has those rockets. Fear itself going in for the challenge.
Yeah,
And
try to-
he
blew himself.
He blew himself up.
Let's go, man. Typical Gamer. Hey, at least he went out with a bang.
While TG didn't get first place, he did manage to win $22,750, getting second.
Situation be the case. Malupo eliminates himself.
In the storm. It ticked him down.
But you know, you had said, right, you gotta think about moving. You have to move. As that storm progresses on, you have to make the movements happen.
Unfortunately, he didn't do as well in match 2 as he did in the first one, but 11th place still got an extra $2,000, so you cannot complain too much about that. Then the tournament transitioned into a duo mode where the 50 gamers would be teamed with 50 random duos who attended TwitchCon, and it had some pretty good prize money.
And it's gonna be $65,000 for first place. Second place takes home $44,000. Third place takes home $29,000. And then you see the breakdown, so on and so forth. 11 through 50 will take $2,000. Not bad for a fun day playing some Fortnite.
Yeah.
You're gonna lock yourself $1,000.
So going into this game, he not only wanted to win for himself, but also for the random TwitchCon attendee that he wanted to win some money too. Stakes and expectations were high, and luckily Typical Gamer was ready to live up to them.
And he's facing off against Venos. NA versus EU happening right now.
Venos has no resources.
Wait,
He's very low on HP as well. He's gonna be trapped outside. He's getting chunked for a lot of damage.
It's Typical Gamer from up top. He
Typical
jumps down.
Gamer! Oh! Typical Gamer gets the win! The victory royale! Wow! So well done from Typical Gamer. 4 eliminations in that game for him. Here's the final moments from that game from Typical Gamer's POV. Picks off Myth, finds Svenos low. Svenos basically was at 12 HP, gets the W, and Typical Gamer. I mean, really, the 3 players that you see here, so exquisite at Fortnite. So fun, so fun. There you go, and there's the money right there, and this guy,
Come out.
his
Yo,
teammate.
Can you just imagine, right? You're like, I'm gonna go to TwitchCon. I'm gonna play some. I'll have a golden ticket. Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. Oh, I'm gonna play with Typical Game. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Typical Gamer just won us a bunch of money.
If you are not subscribed to Typical Gamer with Sarek, you need to go and do that right now.
That's right, Typical Gamer got the victory royale and $65,000 to split with his random duo. And that was on top of the $25,000 he had already won in the solo tournament. I think it's crazy that people just think of this guy as a content creator when actually he was one of the best players ever in early Fortnite.
How you feeling? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Right when we won that game, I jumped up and I don't even remember. I just remember hugging him so hard, you know, because it was just, it all boils down to that one moment, right? And it's just, it's crazy when it gets there and you actually win.
Too, when I was invited to the Twitch Stream Invitational, which I was streaming exclusively on YouTube at the time, so kind of funny I was invited. But I won the whole thing. I got first, which was like a crazy $65,000 prize, which was split with my duo, who was a random participant from TwitchCon. So wherever you are out there, I hope you use the $30-something thousand for good. So there's footage of me winning, and I'm like, yes! Like, it felt so good. Honestly, I'm not even joking. One of the peak moments of my life. Like, it was just so much anxiety and adrenaline, like you mentioned, and this tension, and just being able to win a game with so many talented people. There was pros there, a lot of content creators that are so good. I mean, Tfue, Myth, Ninja, like they were all there. And you know, I was able to win a game and get first in it overall was such an incredibly exhilarating feeling.
The Twitch Stream Invitational wasn't the last time Typical Gamer would dabble into professional Fortnite either. He also competed in the Fortnite World Cup qualifiers and even managed to get into the top 100 on NA West multiple times during the 10 weeks of qualifiers. And for those of you that don't know, the World Cup had 40 million participants, which means getting a top 100 on your region is absolutely insane.
And there's something so beautiful that with Fortnite and how they presented that format, anybody, no matter where you are, no matter where you were, had a chance of going to this World Cup, had a chance of making millions of dollars potentially, right? And that's such an exciting notion, especially for a game that was just absolutely slam dunking it left, right, and center. I mean, I remember playing that. I had a blast. I was pretty darn good at the time too. I didn't qualify, but we got near top 100 some of the weeks, and you know, it felt insanely intense.
Not to mention, Typical Gamer was living in Canada at the time he was playing these, so his ping was nowhere near as good as the other pro players in Los Angeles. While TG did not get to make it to the World Cup, he did have another chance to play in a LAN event the next year in 2019, on June 16th of 2019. There was another Pro-Am, and his duo partner was Jimmy Yang.
Typical Gamer followed by Jimmy O. Yang, the actor, also on Silicon Valley. They look excited to be out here. They're taking the stage right now.
And while they didn't win the whole tournament, they did get to snag a victory royale in game number 3.
He knows this is a lot of pressure he's in, but Jarvis has no more builds remaining. Meanwhile, Airwalks has so much to work with.
Everyone is so weak here, Golden. Jarvis falls all the way down to Patriota. Who's going to win the exchange? Typical takes the high ground. In comes Airwalks as well. He actually catches Patriota.
This is insane. Typical Gamer has the high ground. Jarvis is going to be down to 31 HP, and as you like to say, Monster, playing that low ground warrior role. It's a 1v1v1. Jarvis tags Airwalks. That's going to eliminate him. One more remaining, and it's Typical Gamer in the high ground. Jarvis needs to hold this one up, but can Typical Gamer get that final connection, the victory royale in game number 3, and jettison them up in the leaderboards? Typical Gamer scouting around, and he playing great defense there, just holding him off, not allowing him to get any kind of vision. But when is this going to run out? When is he not going to have any builds anymore to work with? Typical Gamer, on the other hand, doesn't have anything. One build remaining, and that's it. He's going to land in front of him, and Typical Gamer! What a win! Victory Royale, 7 eliminations, 17 points total. GG!
At the second Pro-Am, I had won one of the games. My duo partner was Jimmy O. Yang, who's an incredible comedian and just an awesome person. And I had won one of the games pretty much because he died, like, I think, pretty much near off spawn. So I had to win it solo, and I think I eliminated Jarvis to win it. Wow. And it was so intense, and just everybody was in the stadium, and you win, and like, those moments are some of the best moments of my life.
Typical Gamer and Jimmy ended up placing 10th overall, which isn't bad considering the absolute all-star cast of that year's Pro-Am. And following that tournament, TG would also get to participate in some more tournaments for fun. He got 25th in a Trios Cash Cup on July 14th of 2019, and even almost made his way into a couple of FNCSs. Outside of the Pro-Ams, he also has $2,500 of official Fortnite earnings, which is actually really good for a content creator. While ultimately TG never decided to fully go pro in Fortnite, the competitive side of the game holds a place in his heart.
And then for Fortnite, in terms of going pro, I really love that notion. I have played competitively a bunch in Fortnite, and I love it. It grabs a hold of me. There's some things that have held me back, like ping, for example. Especially in the current environment, I get like 80 ping, which is really hard to do really well. And it's also a time commitment. I mean, you know, these people who do super well spend a ton of time playing the game, and I respect that. Except right now, I have to decide, you know, I have a lot of ventures going on. It's that or competitive. And sometimes, I'm not even gonna lie, the skill sometimes tips a little bit to competitive. And I'm like, I should just move to Dallas and go all in. Because I know I'm a little bit older, okay? I'm not 16 or something. I'm telling you this without a doubt, genuinely. If I dedicated myself if I dedicated all my time to playing Fortnite competitive, I could make it to FNCS. I guarantee it.
In 2020, Typical Gamer started to expand his channels beyond just the original Typical Gamer channel. He opened up TG Plays on March 2nd, 2020, which was entirely dedicated to content filmed outside of Typical Gamer's live streams. Then, in August of 2020, he continued to progress as he earned 10 million subscribers on the original Typical Gamer account.
10 million! Let's go, lads! 10 million subscribers! No freaking whoa, dude. Oh my goodness gracious. I did not expect to hit it that quickly on stream. I don't know what to do.
Then on May 18th of 2021, Typical Gamer would also start TG Shorts, which was dedicated to the newly popular short form modes on YouTube. That channel is temporarily vaulted as TG is working on his shorts on his main channel. In addition, on June 30th, 2021, there was also more TG, which hasn't been posted on for a year. But they were all competing to help with the YouTube algorithm at the time. But since the algorithm has had a major overhaul since then, it hasn't been much of an issue to need multiple accounts, and instead most of his content is just on one or two of them. However, in his own words, one of Typical Gamer's most important and huge accomplishments hasn't been by playing the game of Fortnite, but instead it's by opening his own gaming company known as Joo Games.
I have always wanted to. I mean, I made game mods before in PHP, you know, sold those, talked about that. But I've always wanted to have a company that makes games. And I thought this was gonna be something I have, or I start when I'm like 50 or 60. The timeline's been accelerated, but that's what Jogo is. So Jogo, which means game in Portuguese, fun fact, is a company that I started about a year and a half ago. I started with Chad and Mark, and we develop games in Fortnite. And you know, we have hopes to develop games in other platforms, UGC platforms, and just standalone games as well. We started here in Fortnite. We have over 300 million plays now on the maps. Over 50 million unique players have played the games, and largely a lot of that comes from our Super Red versus Blue map. It's a lot of fun, but we are developing, and we've hired a lot of people to make what we believe is going to be the next generation of Fortnite UEFN products. Right, the next games. It's gonna be the next generation of Fortnite games that everybody wants to play. And that comes from the core of, do we find it fun? Do we provide value of where it's fun? And everyone's a great gauge of that. The audience is a great gauge of that. So we're building something really special right now that's released in a month. We have over 25 employees now at Jogo, which is absolutely insane to think about. And
wow.
We've been pouring a lot of time into this one. Fortnite, we believe that Fortnite wants to be at a certain place, you know, where all the games aren't necessarily Battle Royale adjacent, but right now they're not there, right? A lot of the popular games are Battle Royale games. I mean, Zone Wars, Red vs. Blue, etc. They're pretty much mimic the Battle Royale experience. So this game that we're developing right now is trying to meet that in the middle. where Fortnite wants to be, where Fortnite is, and we think we did a fantastic job. We're excited to share it with everyone soon.
Some of Typical Gamer's maps are currently up in Fortnite right now, so definitely check those out. I've already played a few of them and they're super fun, and since 2021, TG has been doing daily live streams and uploads both on the Typical Gamer and TG Plays channels. The content on both of his channels still focuses just around Fortnite, but more specifically around Fortnite challenges.
I went from 0 to Unreal in less than 24 hours. Today I'm gonna try to win with all 5 of the brand new Arcane Burn Super Style skins. In this video I have to get 2 wins back to back as a solo versus an entire lobby of squads.
Not to mention, his consistency gives viewers something to look forward to every single day. And honestly, I think that's why Typical Gamer is so popular. He may not be a pro gamer anymore, and he's not an out-of-touch celebrity. He's sort of just like you and me, or any other typical gamer. See what I did there? Anyways, because of how entertaining and relatable he is currently over 15 million subscribers on his main YouTube channel. And me and TG wanted to end this video with a special message from him directly to you guys. I'm gonna let him finish off the video, so I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and peace.
You know, follow your dreams, and just know that sometimes there's gonna be hard days. It's like the ocean. Sometimes there's really rough waves, and it's tough out there, and you know, you're trying to swim, and other times it's the most beautiful thing ever. So you gotta go through the hard times to get to the good times. Don't forget that. Just know that a lot of people are going through stuff. You got this. I believe in you. Keep it up. Keep getting better, and you know, live life.